Hello, I'm George. I'll be the coach today for this training session. Today what we'll be doing is going to be doing 3 different exercises based on sack training, which is speed, agility and quickness. Today what I've got is a semi-professional footballer. He's 20 years old and he'll be doing my sessions today. What we're going to be doing after that is going to be explaining a 6-week progress plan of what you're going to be doing after it. During this introduction now, what I'll be doing is going to be explaining the session itself. I'm going to be explaining each individual training method to you, a needs analysis, and just some of the common injuries that can happen during what can happen within these training methods. So with our needs analysis, basically football is a sport that is fueled through both aerobic and anaerobic metabolism. So the player's dominant source of energy will be delivered through aerobic metabolism. However, the most decisive footballing decisions are based through anaerobic metabolism, and that is according to Rag Maxwell Deuced 2000. Aerobic metabolism uses mainly fat and protein and carbohydrates, and it can continue indefinitely, whereas anaerobic only uses carbohydrates and it doesn't really last that long. So when we're looking at our sessions today, we're going to be looking mainly at anaerobic metabolism. These are more high intensity drills that we'll be doing, and we'll be using as much energy as we can, but it will not be lasting that long. So essentially all our drills today will be anaerobic metabolism. Just a quick explanation of what sack training is. It is the most effective way of improving agility without the ball with young soccer players, and that's according to Milanovic et al. 2013. Sack training is basically speed, agility and quickness training. This method of training aims to improve an athlete's multi-directional movement by reprogramming their neuromuscular system. Now, according to Mirror 2013, this type of training is actually really beneficial for helping with the power, lateral, lineal, horizontal movement, brain signal efficiency, spatial awareness and motor skills. So, talking about our injuries, the most part of the injuries when we're using these types of exercises will be down in the lower part of the body. Your groins, your pelvis, your hips, your thighs, your knees, your calves, your foot, all that sort of stuff, and your ankles. The research shows that most football injuries are caused by trauma, such as collisions, landing awkwardly from a jump. So when we're talking about balance, which what we're doing in one of our sessions today, you know, jumping, keeping that balance, it is very, very common that you could end up hurting yourself, you know, gaining an injury. The five main common injuries, according to Physio Room, are hamstring strains, sprained ankles, knee cartilage tears, hernias, and your anterior cruciate ligament. Football has a bigger higher rate of injuries than any other contact sport, such as basketball, American football, field hockey and lacrosse. Players with the age of 15 years or younger have a higher relative injury risk when compared with older players, and that is according to Gallucci 2014. Okay, so our first session we're going to do today is our speed session. Our 3 main sessions that we will be looking at, just to recap, is our speed, agility and balance. Now, football requires players to perform numerous different actions that require strength, power, speed, agility, balance, stability, flexibility and endurance, suggesting that the physical conditioning of players is a complex process, and that's according to Bloomfield et al. 2007. Now, although speed represents a very important component of fitness for a football player, quickness, which is your acceleration speed during the first few steps, is probably the most important. So when we're going to be looking at our 40-metre sprint later on, we have to master how fast we accelerate. So we're going to be explaining through to our participant. I'm going to let him go and do his first 40 metre by himself, and then we're going to try to improve how he does it from there. So before we start our session, we need to do some stretches, some slow jogs, just to get our body warmed up. And the types of stretches that I've picked out are 4 different types: static, dynamic, passive and active. Now, a static stretch is one where we keep our body in a comfortable position for normally about 10 to 30 seconds, and it helps the blood flow get to the system. A dynamic stretch is a stretch performed by moving through a challenging but comfortable range of motion, repeatedly, usually about 10 to 12 times. Is when you're using some sort of assistance to help you achieve a stretch. So This assistance could be a body weight, a strap, a leverage, another person, or a stretching device. With passive stretching, you relax the muscle you're trying to stretch and rely on the external force you hold in place. You usually don't have to work very hard to do a passive stretch, but there is always that risk that the external force will be stronger than you are and more flexible than you are, which could cause a form of injury. And then the last stretch that we're doing is an active stretch. It means you're stretching a muscle by actively contracting the muscle in opposition to the one that you're stretching. Now, you don't normally use your body weight, a strap, a leverage, gravity, or another person with this. With active stretching, you actually relax your muscles that you're trying to stretch and rely on the opposing muscle to initiate the stretch. It can be quite challenging because of the muscular force required to generate the stretch, but it's generally considered lower risk because you are controlling the stretch force with your own strength rather than an external force. Okay, so we've highlighted 7 different types of benefits that can help with our warm-up. The first one is increased muscle temperature. So the probability of overstretching a muscle when it is far more warmer is far less than what it should be. Your body temperature, it improves muscle elasticity, also reducing the risk of strains and pulls. Your blood vessels, they will dilate, and this reduces the resistance to blood flow and lower stress on the heart. You improve your efficient cooling by activating the heat dissipation mechanisms in the body, and an athlete can cool efficiently and help properly overheating early in the event or a race. Your increased blood temperature, it travels through the muscles. As it rises, the binding of the oxygen weakens, so oxygen is more readily available to work in muscles, which may improve endurance. Your improved range of motion, so around the joint it actually is improved. And the last one is your hormonal changes. So your body increases its production of various hormones responsible for regulating energy production. During this warm-up, the balance of the hormones makes more carbohydrates and fatty acids available for energy production. And all that is according to Very Well Fit 2018. Okay, so this is our participant. His name is James. He's 20 years old and he plays semi-professional football for Curzon Ashton Football Club. What he's asked us to do is help him with his speed, agility and quick and balance. This is what we're doing today. So as I explained, we've got our shuttle run session already planned out. James, are you ready? Yep. Right, excellent.
Okay, James, are you ready to start off? Yep. Okay, so remember, you're going to go from cone 1, straight to cone 2, back to cone 1, to 3, to 2, to 4, to 3, to 5, and then you're going to do your run, okay? Yep. Excellent, you ready? Get a good start, okay, go! Excellent, well done James, well done, keep going, keep going. Now we're between the 2 cones, wait 2 seconds, wait for my mark to go. In 3, 2, 1, go! Excellent, well done James.
Okay James, so very, very good effort, but what you need to remember is when we're running and sprinting, we need to get our arms going, okay? Now, excellent start, you had your head down, but you need to keep your arms going, okay? But the majority of the time that you actually did keep your head down. You need to keep our body straight. When we're accelerating, excellent, keep your head down. But when we're actually sprinting, you need to get your body up, okay? And you need to remember to take these long strides, okay? So when you're going, you were doing little strides, but you were going big strides. Little strides, big strides. Remember, head down, accelerating, get your arms going, but you need to straighten your body, okay? Do you understand?
Yeah.
Right, brilliant.
Good effort there. So remember what the 3 components that I said to you before, what were they to try to improve your game there?
Get my arms moving.
Get your arms
Head
moving,
up
excellent, well done.
When I'm getting into sprinting.
Yeah.
And keep your body straight.
And keep your body straight, excellent, well done mate. Are you ready to go again?
Yep.
Right, brilliant. Okay, so get a good start in. 3, 2, 1, go. Head down, that's it, well done. Keep your body straight, keep your body straight, keep your body straight. Excellent, well done. Get those arms moving, James. Get those arms moving. Brilliant, well done. This is where you need to keep your body straight the most now, James. Going for this sprint. Right, give it 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go. Head down, body straight. Well done, brilliant, well done. Excellent stuff.
Okay, so in that drill, James actually managed to get his body very, very straight. His head was down when he was accelerating, which is a good sign. Once he started speeding, obviously going back and forth,
from the cones, it's going to be hard for him because he needs to keep on accelerating and accelerating each individual time. But as long as he kept on keeping his head up after accelerating, he was absolutely fine. In that last 40-metre sprint, he got a very, very good start, about 10 metres where he had his head down, arms were going, and then his body started to straighten out, which is an excellent start.
So what we've got now is a brief little overview of what the different colour cones are. This is our agility session. What I've got is my 4 different colour cones. We've got blue, white, orange, and you've got green over there. I'm going to be asking James to run from cone to cone, shouting out a different colour. In this session, I'll be asking him to either run forwards or backwards. Now, running backwards, it will help his agility improve much more than it normally should do. I'm going to do this for a little bit, try and get him to work in his acceleration and his speed at exactly the same time, and see how we take it from there.
Now, according to Milanovic et al. 2011, agility has also been known to show an important component of soccer. An important component of soccer play. Now, Julian backed that up by demonstrating that short-term agility training program, about 3 to 4 weeks, actually improves agility test results among young professional soccer players like James over there. However, Milanovic et al. Once again did state that it did not find a SAC training program that can improve the agility performance in young soccer players during the in-season period, training with and without a ball. Although this was found to be an effective way of improving some aspects of power performance. So basically what he's trying to say is power, it's a component of everything, with your balance, your speed, your agility. Now in the actual season time, it did not help out at all, but it did actually find some improvements to the power performance, which can lead to helping speed, agility, balance, acceleration, and so forth. Now we can divide it into 2 key different components, which is quickness and change of direction. Now this type of strength is all about how fast you can turn on your muscles and generate force. In biomechanics, it's called the rate of force development. It's rate of force development, which is an RFD. So if that athlete is already moving one way, he or she has to apply force to redirect his or her momentum, and that's according to STAC 2018. So this is Newton's first law of motion. Paraphrasing it, an object will keep going in the same direction unless acted on by another force. Exercising agility and quickness, an athlete must apply this other force, and that is again STAC 2018. So on average, a football player can change direction every 2 to 4 seconds and makes about 1,200 to 1,400 changes of direction during one single game, which is a lot of time. So obviously you're going to have to be working a lot on your agility, your balance, your power performance, just to make sure you can get all these in. And that's according to Sporris et al. 2010. So improving it, and once again from Sporris, improving agility is one of the most important aspects of off-season strength and conditioning programs. So like we said before, the in-season period, it did not help at all, but off-season, it will be able to help you much more because you're not playing as much. You'll be able to get that power performance in there quite a lot. So what we've got here is our 4 different colour cones. We've got our white, our blue, our green, and our orange. Now, what I want you to do is run from cone to cone when I shout a different colour cone out, okay? Right. So if I shout out white to green, forwards, you're going to run forwards, you're going to accelerate, like what I explained to you before in our speed drill. Yeah. If I shout to you white to blue, backwards, I want you to go backwards. Now, if you move backwards, it's going to help on your agility a lot more than it will be moving forward, okay? Yeah. If I say to you, run all the way around, going backwards, you're going to be doing change of direction, and you're going to be improving your agility as well at the same time. Do you understand? Yep. Right, excellent. So, what I want you to do is get started on a white cone first. I'm going to be going from there, okay? You ready? You're going to start off on the white cone? Yep. Okay, so first off, I want you to just do a slow jog over to the green cone, please. When you're done there, James, go to the orange cone. And straight to the blue cone. So make sure you keep that jog going, Jimbo. Yep. Go to the white cone. Back to the green. And then straight to the orange again. This time I want you to go backwards to the white cone. Just jog it, just jog it, just jog it. Excellent, well done. Now I want you to sprint to the green cone. Head down. That's it, well done, brilliant. Now go to slow jog to the blue cone. Excellent, well done. Now go back to the orange cone. Just slow jog, and I want you to go backwards to the white cone. Now James, want you to sprint to the blue. Head down, that's it, well done. Get those arms going and go back and sprint to the green. Sprint to the white. And as fast as you can, to the orange backwards. Well done James. Now I want you to go and sprint to the blue cone finally. And just take a slow jog to the green cone. Excellent, well done. So James, how did a little bit of the session go?
Well, not too bad.
Not too bad. Now I'll just explain then, we're going to have to make sure to keep our head up after we sprinted. Obviously we're working in such a small environment that you're going to be doing a lot of acceleration.
Yeah.
So make sure when we are accelerating, which is what you're doing brilliantly now, after our first speed session you're doing absolutely fantastic. We're keeping our head down, we're getting our arms going, and then we're lifting our body up, okay? Obviously probably going from white to green and blue to orange is our furthest part. So we need to make sure when we're doing sprints there, we at least get our head up just a little bit, okay? Yep. Excellent. Let's go around one more time and let's see you try and do that again. Excellent. In that session, I asked James to take quite a few slow jogs. This is trying to help him, you know, preserve his energy. Obviously, when you're running backwards, it's going to use quite a lot of energy. So in that, I was asking him to just go a couple of slow jogs, help him preserve his energy. I think he did really well in there. When we're sprinting, we have to make sure we have to keep our head up after we've accelerated and get our arms going. Keep our body straight and we'll be absolutely fine. When we're agility, and we need to make sure that we're leaning back just a little bit when we're running backwards, but obviously not enough so that we can fall over. We need to make sure that we keep our head up as well, so we'll make sure that we're just sprinting backwards, okay? Again.
Yep.
Yeah, we go straight to the white, mate. So just a little slow jog, to get you going, yeah? Okay, now sprint to the orange, James. Well done, sprint to the blue. Backwards to the orange. Well done. Let's go a little bit more faster, James. Let's go a little bit more faster. Well done. You're keeping your eyes on the side. Let's go a little jog to the green. Backwards to the white. Well done, James. Let's have a little sprint to the blue. Sprint to the orange. Backwards to the white. Backwards to green as well. Well done. Excellent, James. Brilliant. So in that exercise there, James managed to keep his eyes looking around when he was running backwards. Is an excellent thing. You need to see whereabouts he's going. So by doing that, he's obviously using his vision brilliantly. He's managing to keep his body upright. It's absolutely fantastic backwards running there from James. He's got really good agility from that. In his sprinting as well, he managed to keep his head up when he was running. Acceleration was absolutely perfect. He had his head down, arms moving, and he kept his body straight up, which is an absolute fantastic thing. So this time, we're going to move on to our balance drill, and we're going to be taking things from there. See how we can improve his balance just a little bit more. Now what we've got is our cones spread out just a little bit, and James, what he's going to be doing, he's going to go inside and outside of the cones. Now he's going to be working a lot on using his stronger foot and his weaker foot. In this drill, he'll be standing on different feet, on keeping on one side and keeping on the other. This should help him a lot moving forward. As he's going in and out of the cones, he'll be putting his weight mostly on one leg. As he goes to the other cone, he'll put his weight on mostly on the other leg. So it's good to see what his stronger foot is, what his stronger leg is, and how he can improve on improving his balance from one part of the body to the other part of the body. Now, football has a high accident rate. Now, one of the main causes of this is physical contact with opponents, such as tackles, that sort of stuff. Now, another factor may depend on the difference that soccer activity creates between a dominant and non-dominant leg. In fact, the analysis of risk factors in elite soccer players showed that soccer has a high injury rate, and that contact and overuse injury predominantly occur to the dominant leg, and that's according to Barone et al. 2011. Now, one of the main things of improving balance is squats. It strengthens the glutes, the quadriceps and the core, and it adds weight and performing them on a bosu ball, which is sort of like a half ball with a flat mat on top of it. It helps you keep your strength. It helps you increase your strength, your balance and your stabilisation in those areas even more, and that's according to Stack 2018. So with balance, we need to keep our centre of gravity low. Now this can be achieved by players adopting a posture where they're on the toes, they're leaning forward, and they're having to have their knees bent. The arms should be used to create leverage for the rest of your body to maintain balance, but they shouldn't be waving all over the place. We need to make sure we keep our balance. Some people normally like to keep them spread out like this, but if you're waving about, going like this, it's going to help you obviously keep balance off. Now, when you're in possession, younger players should take smaller steps and increase the number of times that they should touch the ball, and that's according to McClurg 2017. Now, according to Elite Soccer Condition 2018, you should incorporate balance training in your programs. This is because one of the really critical aspects of this, which is really overlooked, is actually injury reduction. According to Barone et al. 2011, it is an indispensable motor skill balance, mainly based on muscular synergies which minimise the displacement of the centre of pressure, which is the COP, while maintaining upright stances, proper orientation and adequate locomotion. Alright James, so which is your stronger foot?
That's all right.
Your right foot, okay. So in this drill, you're going to go inside and outside of the cones, okay? Now you're going to make sure you need to keep your knees bent. Your arms need to not be waving about. From you telling me that your right foot is your stronger foot, your balance should be even more better on your right foot. So we need to observe and see how you're looking and help you try and keep that left side of your body at a similar balance than your right side of your body, okay?
Yep.
Excellent stuff.
Okay, James, are you ready to start the session? Yep. All right, 3, 2, 1, off we go. Okay, so in and out of the cones, James. That's it. Well done, well done. In and out of the cones, in and out. Back round again, James. One more time, back round. Excellent stuff, well done.
Okay, James, so in that session you did really well. One of the main things I want you to do though here is try not to wave your arms as much as you have been doing, okay? Now, obviously remember, if we're waving our arms, our balance is going to come way off. So you need to keep your arms nice and straight by your side. If you're going to be running like that, absolutely fine, but don't be running with your arms all over the place, okay? We need to make sure that we keep our legs really firmly on the ground so we can make sure we can push ourselves off the ground over to the sides, okay?
Yep.
Are we all ready to go again?
Yep.
Excellent.
Off we go. You're going to be going to the end and coming all the way back round again. Okay. That's it. In and out. In and out. Well done. Well done. In and out again. Good use of the arms. Well done, James. And have a little sprint to the end. Excellent stuff. Brilliant. Well done,
So
James.
in that session, James did really well. He managed to keep his arms really straight, not waving it about a lot. He went in and out of the cones really fast. It was an excellent performance by James there. One thing that he does need to do though is make sure that he keeps his leg planted firmly on the ground. He needs to push himself firmly off to make sure that he can get from side to side really easy. But all in all, it was a really, really good effort from James today.
Okay, so today's training session, just to recap, we did about speed, agility and quickness, which is sack training. We put a bit of balance in there as well, so overall we're improving our power performance. And James did really well. There's a couple of mishaps that he had in there. He needs to remember to keep his head up, his arms need to be going. When he's accelerating, his head down, going, and then keep his body straight, upright. Now, obviously over the 40-metre sprint, he did really well. At the start, there's a little bit of a mishap, but you know, it was perfect after that. The balance training session he did really well at. There was no mishaps at all. Overall, he did really, really well. And that is the end of the session, so thank you for watching. Cheers.